You know what's important to me as a creative? Structure, planning, scripting, and just overall being prepared for everything I do. Videos, podcasts. When I used to blog, way back in the day, just being prepared. Which brings me to the inspiration for today's episode. My all-in-one content creating planner, Notion. Hi guys, I'm Tuli, and this is Make It Dope for Free. So what is Notion? Well, in a quick, simple nutshell, or just to paint the picture for you guys, Notion is basically Google Docs plus Pinterest plus your WhatsApp tool plus your notes app in your phone and just a little extra on top. It's cross-platform, so you get it on Android, iOS, you get it on the web, and you can get it on desktop for Windows or Mac OS. So how did I use Notion to make my content dope for free? Well, first of all, just the basic. I scripted the entire Gazana dog in Notion. And because it's cross-platform, I would start on my phone. If I was like at the office, I'd come home, finish on my PC. When I'd come away from my PC and maybe need to go to the kitchen and munch, I would just use my phone or my iPad and continue where I left off. And then as I was scripting, it has this feature where you can import links from whichever web page, and it renders the page within the application. So you don't need to like save the link, click, go out of the application, read that, and then take notes of it. No, you just sort of keep it within the app, pass it on to wherever. It could literally even be within the notes you're taking, and then using one of the many tools, you can just sort of hide the article within the document that you have, and then unhide it, read, add to whatever you're doing with your script, which I did with a Gazana dog, and you could just, build upon that. And if you're like a photographer or videographer, whatever it may be, you do some shot planning, because you can import clips, I import images and sort of structure things in a way that you would say a Pinterest board, or if you were having like a Word document, a Google Doc, you could sort of import it also in the same way, structure, write notes around that, and have like a storyboard and set it up that way if you'd like. And then for someone like me who tries to do podcasting and then videos, I can also sort of structure my video. I structure the documents to plan for my videos, to plan for my podcast, and just separate the two and then keep going, because it's like a maze. There are so many tools that you can use, so many tools. I can get really granular into it, but you can do things on so many levels. So for your podcast scripting, whatever it may be, for your video, yes, but even for blogging, because what can happen is you start writing, and then when you want to export, you can export one way, PDF. That I would say is ideal for scripting and reading your scripts, because PDFs, the way it scrolls, etc. is fine. But then you can also export something into HTML. So if you have a blog and you're using something like WordPress and you want your blog post to look a specific way, and you're a bit more nifty with the HTML and structuring some of that, you can export that into HTML and import it in your blog on WordPress or whatever it may be, and it looks exactly the way you want it. Or you can also export into Markdown and use it wherever you may want to use. So I would suggest getting Notion to help in your creative pursuits, to help plan, structure, and gather your thoughts. Because I'm not one of those people that can just sit down, turn on the camera, turn on the mic, and just start going off the top. I need things to be structured and to look a specific way, so I hit all the points that I want to hit. It also has this nifty feature where it uses the @ sign really well, where if you have tons and tons of documents, if you've just typed anything that you've typed within Notion, you can find it using an @. So if you want to reference back to like 4 episodes ago, 10 episodes ago, or something that you scripted, like for myself, if I start talking about other Namibian albums, or I'm starting to write about them, and I want to sort of do a quick check back to other articles that I may have researched and saved within my document, I just check the quick add and it gives me possible options that are referenced elsewhere in this application. And then it has something that's underrated in my opinion, page history. So if you just all of a sudden decide to remove everything that you've typed and you can't control or command Z or whatever to go back, it has page history. So you can sort of keep up with all the changes you've made to this document once you go in, and something you started writing 3 weeks ago and you want to have a look back on it 3 weeks later, you can find it with a page history. And then finally, just like I said, once you're done creating these things, you can export into PDF, HTML or Markdown, which I think having that flexibility to export in all these different ways will just make it easier for you, especially if you're working in a team, or if you say you're interviewing someone and you want them to have a look at your notes and your things ahead of time, or if you're collaborating with someone and you have some ideas, boom. There's also a feature to sort of have a team, structure it, and then have multiple people over one document. So like the short planning, the scripting, everything that I spoke about, you can have a look at it there. It just makes your life easier. It makes my life easier, and I think you should definitely check Notion out. Download the app, get the desktop app, use it everywhere that you can, and structure your stuff and just make your content dope for free. The app just makes your life easier. It's your Google Docs, your Pinterest, your Notes app, and every other thing you use to prepare, all in one. It's genuinely brilliant. Shout out Notion. Until next time, this has been Make It Dope for free. I'm Tuli. Follow and subscribe everywhere.